Okay, people, let's do another one. Return the provided string with the first letter of each word capitalized. Make sure the rest of the word is lowercase. For the purpose of this exercise, you should also capitalize connecting words like the and of. If you're not a native English speaker, you might not know that small words like that don't usually get capitalized in a sentence. So that's why they talk about that. But for this, we're just gonna do them all the same, so that's not an issue. Okay, so function title case, return the provided string with the first letter of each word capitalized. First thing that comes to mind for me is splitting the string into an array, so then we can loop through the array and do something to each item. So let's see, how do we do that? We say string dot split, and if you want to do it by in the argument here, you put how it's going to split. We want to split it on the spaces, right? What individual words? That means we want the space to be the what we're splitting it into. So in other words, when we do string dot split on a space, it's going to return an array of each individual word, and I'll show you that. If I had a nickel for every time I misspelled console, I would not be still looking for a developer job. Okay, so it splits it into an array based on, and what does it split? How does it know where to split? Wherever there's whatever you put in here, right? So in our case, we put a space, so we get individual words. An array of strings, right? Okay, so now we can loop through this array and do something to each one of them. Loop through an array and do something to each one. That tells me map. Alright, that's the first thing that comes to mind to me. So we can say, well, let's get rid of this console log. And let's let new string, or no, array equal this, right? And then if we say, right, so okay, so we got the array. So now we can do array.map, like we said. Remember what map does? It goes through loops through an array and does something to each item. And what does it do with that thing that it does something to? It returns it to a new array. So when we're done, we'll have the original array unchanged and the new array that has been modified. So we need to say something like let new array equal this array.map, which is a function, right? So inside the argument you give another function. This is a higher order function, which simply means a function that takes a function as an argument. So we're going to put instead of just, usually with these simple algorithms, we're just like here it's a string or a variable or something. Here we're actually going to put a function in. And like I said, what it does is it loops through an array and does something. That does something is the clue that you're using a function in the first place, right? So you're going to loop through do something to each item in the array. Yeah, so each item in the array, we're going to do a little arrow function here. What are we doing to each item? We need to make it capitalized, and there is a function. I think it's uppercase to uppercase. The to uppercase method returns the calling string value converted to uppercase. The value will be converted to a string. So we don't want the whole thing. We just want the first character of each one. So, alright, so remember to uppercase, right? What about how do we get just the first character? I think it's like string dot character at or something like that. The string object's char at method returns a new string. Returns a new string consisting of the single code unit located at the specified offset in the string. What does that mean? It means okay, so this whole thing is the string, and they're saying char at index, and we're giving it index of 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the queue, okay? So how does that help us? So we can say item, which is a string, right? Because it's the array of strings, so each item in here, array dot char at well, it's 0. It's the first one, right? So what is that? So this should give us the new array, returning the new array. It should give us just the first letter of each one. Let's see if that's true. No, okay. Why not? Char item dot char at 0. I'm a little teapot. Why is that? Oh, because I was saying array, not new array. Right, okay, so I'm a little teapot. Now we want to take each one of those and capitalize them. So we can just put it right on here. To uppercase. Okay, so now what about the rest of it that we want? We need the words. Return the provided string with the first letter of each word capitalized. So we need to, on each one, return the rest of the word. So we're going to need another function. String, what is it? Slice or splice? String slice? Whoa, my finger's on the wrong keys. Let's see. Slice method extracts a section of a string and returns it as a new string without modifying the original string. So slice, the quick brown fox jumps over. So you do string.slice and then give it where you want it to start, right? So 31 characters in is the beginning of the lazy dog. So we want to start not at 0 because we already have the 0 character. That's these, the 0 on each one. So we want to say dot slice starting at 1. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. We don't want to do string. We want to add that to our existing one. Let me think about that again. What did this gave us each one. So in addition to this, we need to tag on the rest of the word. So we're not chaining another function. We're concatenating, right? Is that the word? I believe. Oops, that's too many plus signs. Plus item.slice. I'm a little teapot, right? Now, for when you do this map like this, I was just saying item of the array. It's customary, from what I understand, to name it better. So what are these things? They're words. So instead of just saying item, you would say, oh, by the way, see how these highlighted? I only highlighted this one, but it sort of, this is blue and these are sort of gray. You do like control, in most editors it's control D. It goes to the next one. So I did control D twice to select all of them. You'll see that I have 3 blinking cursors. So now I can do all 3 of them at once. So it's customary to say what, instead of just saying item, you can say what they're really called. So we're going to loop through the array, and for each word, we're going to do these things. Make sense? Okay. It's just supposed to be easier to read if you do it like that. So we're going to copy that, bring it over here, and see if we pass our tests. Alright. No, what did I do wrong? Why does it seem like it's working over there but not working at all over here? Return the provided string with the... oh, because it's still an array. We want the string. So we need to... so we have all that, and that's the new array. We don't want to just return a new array. We want to return the new array, but dot join, and this joins the array back into a string the same way split it, and you do the same sort of thing where you say how you're going to join it based on the spaces, or what's going to be in between the after when you join it. Okay, so it's a string again. Let's see if that works. Closer or something. Short and stout should return short and stout. Oh, so we gotta get these ones that have random uppercases and get rid of those. So how can we do that? So this word.slice is the rest of the word besides the first letter. So we can do, in other words, on the word little, it's ITTLE. So we can say, just like there's two uppercase, there's also two lowercase. And that should fix it. So all we added was the two lowercase. Two lowercase, and that's a function, so you need to call it. And that fixed it. Okay, so again, to just see what we're doing here, they're giving us a string. We are taking that string and splitting it based on a space, right? So everywhere there's a space, each one of these things is going to be an item in the array, right? Splits it into an array. Then we're taking the array, and okay, so we saved it to an array. Then we're taking that array and mapping over it. This is saying the result of this, we're saving it to this new variable, new array. Array, we're mapping over it, which returns a new array, right? And so for each word, we're taking the first character and changing it to uppercase and adding on the rest of the word to make sure it's lowercase. Alright, and that's this new array is. And then the new array, we're joining that array back together into a single string. Okay, and that passes our test. Okay, very good. We'll see you on the next one.